Okay, so we're going to start with a few just basic points, and we want to build sort of like a height guide for our our project today. So I'm just going to start with sort of creating a few points here, and I'm going to take this point and alt click it up 3 units, and once I'm done with that, oh wow, oh that was wrong, oops, try again. I forgot to alt click. There we go. Alt click, and wow, is that 3 units? That seems really high, but I guess that's right. You know what? We'll go with it. Let's do it. We're building towers today, so why not? And then the next one, another alt click and 3 up from there, and let's get crazy and go for another one, up 3 from there, and why not just go for broke here? Let me kind of get it involved here and get one more alt click up in the air, getting it done. Okay, so that looks good. I like the way that looks, and what I want to do is maybe take all of these points and I'm going to alt click those. Just let's just go into perspective mode. Who am I kidding here? I need more space, and we'll take these 4 and we'll alt click those maybe 5 units away. I don't know, should we go with 3? Let's go with 5. Yeah, that's good. I like that. And then we'll have to move this one over, so let's just move him over 3 so he lines up with all the others. Alright, cool, there we go. And I'm gonna go grab a polyline, and we're going to snap a little polyline up here and over here, and then to this point here, and I'm going to snap it, and then, uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. I knew it. I blew it. All right. Let's try that again. Happens to the best of us, boys. All right, let's try it again. We're going to snap a line there, up to the top, and now I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I make sure I'm on that point, and hit enter. There we go. This is just a little guide that we're going to use. This is going to help us out later when we're building our towers. In each of these, I'm just going to, make one line and hit enter. And of course, I can just hit spacebar here too, because I'm making polylines. And if you're doing the same thing that you did before, you don't necessarily have to hit the command. You could just spacebar it, and bang, our height guide is complete. I like the way that looks. Good. Alright, so we're going to be building some towers here, and the first tower that we're going to use, not this tower, this is the first one we're going to build, and they call this the torso, just because of the way it looks sort of like a human torso twisting. And this is, I believe, this tower is in Sweden. I have never seen it myself with my own eyes, but I like the tower. It looks kind of cool, right? So we're going to try to build something similar to that, right? And so the way that we're going to do that is by typing in polygon, and the polygon command we can, wants to know like where do we want to make the center of the polygon, and so we'll create a point and then drag it out. Oh, wait a minute. I really would rather have a 5-sided polygon. Let me see if I can change this to 5 here and see what no. Oh wait, I think it got all screwed up. It's not doing it. Oh, happens once again to the best of us. Let's try again, polygon, and this time we're going to change this first 5 before we start drawing the polygon. That was my mistake before. I started drawing the polygon and then tried to change the number of the sides. That didn't work. So we'll find a nice center point for it, and then we'll click and drag out our polygon, our 5-sided polygon, and we click to drop it in, and there we go. Now we want to copy that. So there's we know we can do that with the alt copy, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in, select the curve and then type in copy, and it wants to know where I want to copy it from, and whether I want to go vertical. I do want to go vertical, so I need to change that to yes. Where's the point that I want to copy this from? That's what it's asking me here, so I'm going to click on any one of these points. Really would do the trick. We'll choose this one and click on that, and then it wants to know where you want to copy it to, and I can line it up with my guide here and click that, and then click that, and zoom out, and click that, and zoom out, and click there at the very tippy top, and look what I've got there. I've got a nice tower of polygons. That's kind of a nice little method for copying it out, especially if we want a bunch of towers all the same size. That's why I made the height guide. Now I'm going to select my polygons, and I want to offset them each set. So I'm going to click on my rotational guide here, my blue rotational guide, which is going to rotate around the z-axis, and I'm going to type in 20, and then I'm going to select the next 3, and again let's rotate that 20, and then the last 2 and rotate it again 20, and finally we'll take the last guy and do the same thing, rotate it at 20, and we get this nice little, you know, set of polygons that are all just sort of twisting at 20 degrees each time we move up another level. Now we're going to use the Loft command, which we haven't done before, and when you highlight all the polygons and then type in the Loft command, you get this rail that attaches all of the shapes and these arrows that show the direction it's going to flow from. We don't need to mess with that. We can just hit enter and say OK, and then we've got this really cool twisty tower. I'm going to shade that in so you can see it a little bit better. Cool, right? Check that out. All right, that's looking pretty cool. You know, maybe not exactly like the building in Sweden, but it's the same basic concept, a twisting polygon. The one in Sweden has more levels to it, but this will do. And what I want to do is I want to get the curves from this and maybe, you know, sort of use them to make another tower right next to this. So I'm trying to just select the curves, but it's difficult to select the curves without selecting the shape. I'm clicking. I don't even know if this is actually accepting these as I'm clicking. Turns out it's not. So you know what? Let me just move the tower out of the way, and I'll just take the polygons. We want to select this probably from the bottom. Select all those, and then I can alt drag this so I get the polygons over here, and I can build another tower. And then this guy can go back where he was. I'll use, he doesn't really want to snap there, so let's use the move tool. Type in move, and then I'm going to click the point I want to move it from and the point I want to move it to, and bang, it snaps it right into place. Okay, so I've got another stack of polygons here, and this time I want to use a tool that we haven't used yet. It's also new to you. So the Loft tool is cool. We saw what that does. Let me resize this so you can see the whole window a little bit better. Okay, so down here at the bottom, yeah, I want to make sure that's in the view. There we go. That's better. Okay, stretch. All right. We want to click on this record history button. The record history button is a command. It only basically works for one command at a time, and then it shuts itself off. Unless I right click on it and choose always record history, it will only work one command at a time. So I don't necessarily want to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and not choose, you know, all the time. And I'm going to enable record history and select all the polygons and loft that just like we did before and hit enter, and I've got my loft tower, and I say okay, just like the last one we made. Looks very similar. But the cool thing about it now is that because I had that, and you can see record history is now turned off, right? Like I said, it only works for the one command. But now I can actually go in here and twist these and modify where these polygons are, and the shape, like memory foam, you know, it wants to do what I'm telling it to do. It wants to snap to the new locations. Look at that. So I'm able to almost do some sculpture here, right? This is the way you sculpt in Rhino, and I can move these polygons up or down, and you can see that works, right? I can Let's say we take the top one and we make it a little bit bigger. You know, maybe widen the mouth at the top, so almost like a vase. That's kind of cool. That works, and everything adjusts as I do it. I can even, you know, let's see. Let's take this. Let's take this one at the bottom here, and select it and move it off to the side. See what we get there. Boom. You know, it's really kind of a neat sculpting tool. That record history tool works great in combination with the Loft.